Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we'd love it if you would subscribe down below. Today we're going to be reviewing Curology for you, so let's get into it. So those of you who don't know what Curology is, it's a monthly subscription service, and basically you write in and you tell like actual dermatologists what your skin concerns are, and they prescribe you a little serum situation with 3 active ingredients. And those active ingredients are supposed to help with whatever your skin concerns are. I feel like most people probably use this service if they have blemishes or acne. I think that's probably the number one, but I'm sure because these active ingredients, we'll talk about what's in ours, but they can kind of span across multiple problems. So I think that even if you were trying to like help with wrinkles or skin tone, like
any type of skin concern,
anyone could really use this service. Okay, so we've been using this for about a month. We'll insert before pictures now so you guys can see our skin. As you can see, we don't have really bad skin at all. Our main concerns were uneven skin tone because we do have a little bit of like, I don't know if it's even hyperpigmentation, but just our skin tone has never been completely even. We wanted to brighten our complexion, definitely. And I personally struggled, Carly struggled with the breakouts. You'll see my photos more than Britta.
Yeah.
So you can see I have like some bumps and just, I wouldn't even know if they're all breakouts, like just clogged pores, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
On my forehead, my chin, and yeah, that was basically one of my major skin concerns. I had gotten my skin to a lot better place when it comes to breakouts and clogged pores, but I wanted like the extra step to just get rid of it.
And I also wanted to work on like the fine lines around my eyes and my forehead. And usually acne fighting ingredients are kind of the same as wrinkle fighting because it's all about your cell turnover on your skin. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But for me, it was definitely like brighter complexion, more even skin tone, just preventative to prevent breakouts, and then fine lines, I would say.
So the active ingredients chosen for both of us were actually the same, which was funny because even though we didn't have the same skin, we had similar skin. And I think there's 6 total.
6 total.
So the chances of getting the same 3 were pretty great. But I'll read off what they are. I have some notes here and the percentages of each. So the first ingredient, which is like the main ingredient, I'd say, and I think they include it in most of the Curology prescriptions, is Tretinoin, and it's basically the active ingredient in Retin-A. So if you've ever heard of people using Retin-A, it's just a really powerful retinoid, and we have 0.009% of Tretinoin, and basically what it does is it prevents wrinkles, fights acne, and stimulates collagen growth. So it's like basically a miracle ingredient. They refer to it as a miracle ingredient. Like, I don't think there's really been an innovative thing that has happened in the skincare world since Retin-A and Tretinoin. I hope I'm saying it correctly. But that's the main ingredient and definitely the one that I think has helped our skin the most. So next we have 1% Clindamycin, and clindamycin is an antibiotic and anti-inflammatory. So obviously so good for acne because the antibiotic will get rid of the bacteria that's causing the acne, and the anti-inflammatory diminishes the size and like the puffiness of the breakout and the redness. So amazing ingredient also. And then we have 9% of Azelaic. We should have looked up how to say these. Azelaic acid. Well, we can link our prescription, or we can write it in the down bar so you guys can see. And we're also doing a blog post, so that will have all the information written out and all the photos. So we'll link that so you can click out to that. But 9% of that, which is a very high percentage, I feel like, but I don't know how strong this acid is. And that fights dark spots. It's antibacterial, antifungal, and pore unclogging. So that ingredient alone has to be like a miracle worker for acne. Because again, antibacterial, getting rid of the bacteria. Antifungal, same thing, like getting rid of that fungus, I guess.
Yeah, but I totally get why these 3 work together because basically you have the Azelaic acid that's unclogging the pores, and then you have the clindamycin that's going in and getting rid of all the bacteria, and then you have the tretinoin that is turning over all the cells and like regenerating new skin and healthier skin.
And the
Azelaic, I don't know why I can't say that, acid, because it fights dark spots. I feel like for people that have struggled with acne for a long time, even me, I have a lot of dark spots on my chin. So I think that that also helps to just clear your skin, because even though you don't have active acne, it's fading those spots, so then your skin appears more clear. So yeah, I mean, amazing, powerful ingredients. I think it's awesome that they like put all 3 in this little bottle. Okay, so we'll go over what we loved about it and like our first impressions. So when I first used it, I was really surprised at the formulation. I feel like it feels like a moisturizer. Yeah. As opposed to like different, if you've ever used that, it's a straight gel. And I feel like that just kind of feels like a little dimethicone going on the skin, whereas this feels like a moisturizer. It soaks into the skin immediately.
It's very easy to spread out.
Very easy to spread out, and I love that it soaks into the skin right away, so that you know you're getting all the benefits when you put like more skincare on top of it. And we've been using 1 to 2 pumps. Usually I'll use 1, 1.5, and 2 if I feel like I really need it.
Yeah, 1 to 2 pumps a night, which is what they recommend. You can actually use up to 2 and it'll last a month, they say.
Yeah, and another thing that they recommend is to kind of get rid of all your other skincare for nighttime and just use this and a moisturizer.
Yeah, a gentle moisturizer.
But we use a lot of face oils because we do have such dry skin, and I will say this does dry out my skin because of all the ingredients. So I have been continuing to using like face oils, rosehip seed, squalane, things like that, just to reap hydration back into my skin.
Yeah, my first impression, so basically how it works is right before you get your package in the mail, the dermatologist will kind of go over like instructions for you and recommendations, like she said, getting rid of most of our skincare, and then you can ask questions like, oh, can I use this face oil? Can I do this? So I really loved that aspect, that you can ask questions and then get feedback like within a day before you even get your bottle. So that's really great. And I do think it's drying, but not as drying as I thought it would be.
Not as drying as Differin is to
Yeah,
me.
because if you guys are familiar with Differin, it's another retinoid, but it's actually supposed to be less, like not as strong as Tretinoin. But somehow that one is super drying, and when I first started using Differin, I started that like a year ago. I have stopped it since using this because I don't think it's good to use both. But anyways, when I started using that, I had to use it every other night to start out because my skin was so dry and it was like actually flaking off. And she said like, if you're worried about it being drying, you know, you can use this every other night to start out. But actually I used it every night and I was fine. Like,
I was fine too.
A little dry, but nothing like crazy like flaking dry patches, which I experienced with retinoids in the past. So I was pleasantly surprised, like Britta said, pleasantly surprised about the consistency, that it was so easy to spread. So first impressions were really great.
Yeah, and I do want to mention that it wasn't as drying as other things that I've used, but I did notice if I wore makeup all day and then I used this at night, it would kind of tingle a little bit when I first put it on, because makeup just tends to dry out my skin so much, like foundation, face makeup. And if it was a no makeup day where I just had skincare and like sunscreen on during the day and then I used this at night, it didn't burn at all. So I do think that if you do use things that tend to dry out your skin before using this, it might tingle and burn a little bit, but otherwise you should be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 weeks in, I experienced what they describe as like purging or an adjustment period. I was really shocked. I'm going to insert photos, and they're not on our camera. We took the other photos on our camera, so they're a bit more clear. These ones I just took on my phone because I had to email the dermatologist immediately because I was so freaked out. But anyways, I basically broke out on my lower cheeks. So I was confused if it was hormones or this purging. And when I wrote into the Curology dermatologist, she said it could be either, but it looks like it was purging. So basically, she said it's common for purging to happen a few weeks into using this formula. It can be like 1 weekend or 2 weeks like I experienced. It's normal and temporary, which made me feel a lot better because I was freaking out. Like, you'll see the photos. It was actually worse than my skin when I started this, so I was just really concerned. And she said the cleaning out period will usually happen in week 1 or week 2. It lasts between 1 to 6 weeks, and then people will see positive results and things to start to level out within 3 to 6 weeks. So at this point, I had been using it for 2 weeks, so I was like, oh, I really only have 1 more week to go until they say that your skin is like used to it, and you can start to see positive results. And that is like exactly what happened. This purging happened at about 2 weeks, and then about 5 days later, my skin cleared up.
So that was amazing. It really is just an adjustment period. And the one tip she gave me, if this is happening, she said to wash your face and then let it completely dry, and then like 20 minutes later you apply the Curology, and then 20 minutes after that you go in with the rest of your, well, really only your moisturizer. And I think that that has really helped, because actually when I was using different, those same instructions were on that bottle, because I think that when you wash your face and it, like Britta said, it is drying, and then you put this on, you're just kind of irritating your skin.
Yeah.
So if you give 20 minutes in between, your skin is kind of getting back to normal, then you're applying this, letting it soak in, and applying your other products. So I've been applying it that way now, and I think it really helps my skin not feel so dry. And the purging stopped. So, but I mean, that was just a tip on how to use it. So the purging would have happened regardless, but I think it was just a little more gentle on my skin. And after the purging stopped, my skin was really clear. We'll show you after pictures in a little bit, and you'll see I do have some breakouts on my left chin right now, but that's just, I think, hormonal, because I did have like a good week with completely clear skin. Okay, so now for our final recap, we will insert our after pictures so you can see how our skin looks now. And we were a bit tired this day, so just be aware of that. Overall, I definitely noticed that I evened out my skin tone so much and brightened my skin. And I will say I do use vitamin C in the morning, so I think maybe that was in conjunction with that. But my skin overall, like when I don't wear foundation, I don't have as many, I don't know, I would have, like Carly said, kind of, not acne scars, but like dark pigmentation from where blemishes used to be. And I feel like this definitely helped brighten and even those out. And I usually get hormonal breakouts every month around that time of the month. And this past month, I did not get any hormonal breakouts, which was insane. And I've actually read different reviews on Curology of people saying that. And I thought like, oh, there's no way, because that's just your body. Like that's just, you can't really control your hormones, you know? So I just wasn't really looking for that. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the breakouts and then they'll go away, but I didn't get any, and that was just shocking to me. And I will say they did help with my blemish scars. I had a couple breakouts, pretty bad ones on my forehead a couple months ago, like right before I started using Curology, and I was really hoping that those would fade. And looking at the before and after pictures and just looking at myself every day, day in and day out, I think that those have definitely faded, and I can definitely think that they'll go away with time with continued use of this. So those were the three big things that I noticed overall. One more thing, the pores on my nose. We talked about this before, but we do have pretty big pores on our nose, and I don't know if they shrunk in size, but they do look more clear. I will say that. Okay, going into my thoughts, I overall have experienced way less breakouts. Like I said, I had that purging phase, which scared me, but overall my breakouts have been, I feel like I get less, and they also heal faster, because before, and you saw in the before pictures, I would have so many like clogged pores, and I felt like it would be under my skin, and it would take like a week to come to the head of the skin, and then it would take like 3 days after that for like the whitehead to completely go away, and then by the time that healed, I had new ones. So it was just kind of this like never-ending cycle. And now, like I said, you'll see in the after photos that I have some on my cheeks, but they're small and they're like already at the surface of the skin. So I'd say like the normal life cycle now for any blemishes I do get is like 2 or 3 days. Like it's that fast of a turnaround. I agree. So that's like my biggest thing, because I was just sick of getting so many breakouts, even though it wasn't full on like acne, I would say, but just clogged pores and breakouts. So that has greatly improved. I think that the evenness of my skin tone, like Britta said, is another thing. Like when I wake up, I feel like my skin has just like the perfect even skin tone. Like it looks beautiful. I think my pores have shrunk a little bit. And then overall, I think just the smoothness of my skin has really improved. Like I guess I had texture before and I never really realized, but I think since using this, like I don't really have any texture anymore.
I don't have to exfoliate as much, that's for sure.
Yeah, which is amazing. Yeah, also we were big chemical and physical exfoliators before, and they say you should probably not do either of those on Curology, but if you like think your skin can handle it, like wean it back in. And I've kind of put some chemical exfoliants back in my routine,
Glycolic acid,
but like
mainly.
once a week, when we used to do it like four times a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall it's been amazing. I can't even wait to see what another month is.
Exactly.
Because like I had that purging, so that kind of like not made me sad, but it was just like
like I think from here on out in the next month, it'll be even better of a difference.
Yeah, and like we said, we're gonna write all this in a blog post because we know this video is a bit all over the place. We just thought we should put it on like both platforms just in case you follow us on one, not the other. But I think in the blog post it'll be more cohesive and we can go through like each step. Carly will do the section on when her skin is purging and what the dermatologist recommended so that you can reference that if you're thinking about doing Curology. I think that'll be really helpful. And yeah, we really love this. We'll definitely continue to use it. It's definitely a staple in our skincare routine now.